Sundays ain't working. I'm a luxury deluxe type, nonchalant. Homebody, far from a nobody. Martin Cole Tommy, same home room, same clothes probably. Pusha T's masterpiece almost dry. Took 5 years silent for the most highs. This your nice life. I be in the shadows, sharks in the gallows. Your faith tested when that balance low. Yeah, everything was all good just a week ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I rocks with that. That's that week ago by my main man, 6:23 a.m. Before we get into all the pleasantries, Ray, tell them what's going on with this week ago joint, where to find it, and what's popping with it. Let them know before I get into all the pay the bills situations.
All right. You can find it on Art Dealer Entertainment or 623 AM YouTube page. That's where all my videos and content at. And y'all already know y'all can follow me on all socials at 623 AM. That's 6X23 AM.
I like it. I like it. So since Ray's already introduced himself, I'm gonna go ahead and take all the pleasantries. Welcome to the Hype Real Podcast. We go live every Thursday, 9 p.m. We come on here, we talk about sports, entertainment, and everything else underneath the sun. I'm your boy John B, better known as DJ Chill. You got my main man Cal from Warner Brothers
Yes, sir.
Podcast. You know, tell them about the podcast, where to find them, how to locate, and what's going on with that.
Hey, man, Warner Brothers Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that. You can find us, Warner Brothers Podcast. Keenan and I actually just did a Q&A last night. It was actually more of an over-under podcast with, Luka Doncic. How many championships is he going to get over-under? Wemby and, your favorite superstars. So sports, music, football, all that. We'll be talking about it. We'll be chopping it up. You'll see these guys on here soon.
You already know. You already know. And it's the Hype Real Podcast across all platforms. Make sure you tune in, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you can be in the know when it's time to go, when we go live. And since we are live, the chat is now officially open. If you got something to say, pull up and say it. Don't be scared. We want to hear what y'all know. We want to hear what y'all think. We want to hear what y'all feel about all these situations that we going to talk about. It's always about the chat. The chat got to be able to pull up. If you're hating, that's cool. If you're not, that's cool too. Either way, this is your way to express yourself to the people, who don't like to be able to have they thought process heard on any level. You dig? You dig. All right, let's get straight to it. Ray, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cal, you ready?
Let's get it.
All right, let's get to it.
Will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts, and then you will run a mile. Perfection.
Perfection is what it's all about in sports. As we get into our sports talk segment, everybody wants to be perfect, but everybody can't be perfect, and most people aren't. So let's get into some local news for me anyway, maybe for Ray and some of the viewers. Let's get into some of this Cleveland talk. Let's go ahead and get it out the way. We haven't talked Browns in a minute. I try not to oversaturate it because, that's my team. I'm not going to front. Win, lose, or draw. I'm a Cleveland boy till the day I die. Shout out everybody from there. BIFC. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you don't, ask somebody. So we got a new coach. But we got some quarterback controversy before the season's even popping, before the draft is even brought up. And people are really thinking that it's really going to be an issue. I heard Kyle bring this up, I believe, before. I heard a couple of these super podcasters put it up before, but it's just, to me, the question more so is, as the season begins to move closer and closer, the ultimate question is going to be who's going to be the Browns quarterback, who's going to step in and fill that void. A lot of people think it's going to be Shedeur, but lurking behind the scene, people forget the $50, $60 million man is still there in the flesh,
Mhm.
and that's Deshaun Watson. So you got Shador, you got Deshaun, you got Deshaun Watson, who was elite. He was elite when he was
Once
at
upon a
his apex. Once upon a time, when he was at his apex and he was getting his regular therapy, he was
Don't get
elite. And I always say once you mess up an athlete's flow, it throws them off. So I feel like this time he's had time to reflect. He's took time to heal fully. All his money's still fully guaranteed. He's going to be the most expensive backup in the history of the NFL, besides Kirk Cousins. And coming in, I want to go with the non-Browns fan first. My main man Kyle from Warner Brothers podcast. Who do you think really is going to wind up getting this job between Deshaun Watson and Shador Sanders, the young guy? They going to go with the money, or they going to go with the young guy who's up and coming and they can develop? What you got?
I want clarification first. So you think if they brought the good masseuses back for Deshaun Watson, you think his career turns around? Like, what do you think?
Think about it, man. Every athlete has a way of setting things up for them to be great. Marshawn Lynch ate Skittles before every game. Kobe Bryant pretty much played a game before the game in his warm-ups. Everybody has a thing to prepare them for the game, whether it be a meal they like to eat. Athletes are superstitious by nature. I got to do this in order to be great. If I don't do this, I'm not going to be on my A game. So yes, to answer your question, if they brought back, his massage therapy regimens, and this is just me thinking, I think it might really allow him to be able to tap into his greatness again, because when he was with the Texans, he led the league in yards and touchdowns thrown before he left. So
Then they took the little Asian Johns from him.
no comment. No comment. What's happening, King Dale? What's going on with you, brother? Appreciate you pulling up. I want you to think about who you got coming out. I know you're not a big Browns fan, but I want you to tell me who you think would be the better option, Shador or Deshaun. You get at me when you can.
Going back to the original question, honestly, you know what I read? The first thing I read about Todd Monken, because I wasn't really sure how I felt about that hiring.
You're killing me.
It seemed like the Browns were kind of just behind the 8 ball as far as the
Yeah.
hiring process goes. The one thing I read was he would look for outside options for QB. So I don't know if that means like Kirk Cousins, who just got released, if it'll be a vet like that, or if he's looking for a reclamation project like a Mac Jones. I just read that he would look elsewhere. See the live comment. I just heard he would look elsewhere for a QB. The funny thing about Deshaun, man, like the 2 times he got injured, the last 2 seasons he got injured, because I think it was his shoulder the first season before the Achilles. He'd actually like been playing some of his best ball like in that game that he got injured. I think it happened both times. The second season, like before he tore his Achilles, it was ugly most of the time, but like that particular game, he actually, I think, happened to be playing well. So there's still, like you said, he once upon a time was a top 5 quarterback. He once
Top
upon a time
5.
was elite. It's still, if you can get shit out of Joe Flacco, if these teams can get it out of Joe Flacco, why can't you get it out of Deshaun? That's
Well,
kind of how I
because
feel about
You
it.
got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but that's another story.
True, true.
He
But
ain't
even
throwing it to Jared Judy, man. I'm just saying.
even when Flacco was on the Browns, he gave y'all some production. So
Yeah, he
I
did some
mean,
production. I give you that.
if it was my team, who would I want? I'd probably want Shador in there.
Yes.
If they bring in a third option, but at some point you're gonna have to kind of ride it out with Deshaun. So
Okay.
is this his last year? Or has he got this year and next?
Last year, this year. Last year
Oh.
is his upcoming year.
Okay. So maybe, I mean, you don't really got to play him then if this is his last year. I would just
Okay.
ride with Shador, but hey, if you get anything out of him, that's a bonus.
Okay. Before we go into you, my main man, my Browns fan extraordinaire, 6:23 a.m. across all platforms, Art Dealers Entertainment. I want to get into some of these comments. My main man, D pulled up and said, "Yeah, what up, my guys? Sanders should be knowing our Browns. They going to overpay Malik Willis. Oh my God, that would be horrible if that
That
was
sound
the
like a
case.
Browns move.
He said, our Browns. They're going to take Malik Willis. What killed me is the comment my main man Meach pulled up, and he said, bring them on Central. We'll get them together. y'all is wow, man. Why y'all? They called a man Touch for short. I'm talking about Deshaun Watson. My man Twist pulled up, and he said, Shador has got to get every first chance He's a 5th-round pick and barely makes any money. If Watson balls, we gonna have to give him a new contract next year, and that's what I wanted to touch on.
That is true.
And then I'm gonna let you go, Reps. If Deshaun Watson looks decent, they're gonna buy into it. Don't let him win 2-3 games and look decent. Then they're gonna have to ride with this guy, because when you paying somebody a gazillion dollars guaranteed, you want to get your money up out of them. So with that being said, it's going to be very dicey. I would prefer to see Shador, but I don't know what Monken really is going to do, and that's just where I'm at with it right now. Ray, what you got?
Yeah, I'm Team Shador, man, all the way.
Yeah.
And I get the curiosity when it comes to Watson, because everybody like a good redemption story, and the Browns is a franchise that don't really care about what you did. We had Johnny Manziel and Baker. We'd draft anybody. We don't
Anybody.
Josh Gordon. We don't care what your problems is. If you can play and help us,
Pull
then
up.
we with it. But Deshaun Watson, for example, I wouldn't roll with him just because, like you said, he only has 1 year left. So what are you really getting out of that?
Yeah.
Even if he plays well, it's like I don't want to deal with the questions, none of that. We already made it through the tough season with Shador, which was his rookie season. Now we can kind of sit back and let him develop, because it's like the Browns, the sorriest franchise, but they scared to develop anybody. What's the
Correct.
rush? What's the rush with Shador? He showed enough to let us know that he could be something with the right people around him. Now let Todd Monken do what he do, and maybe he can develop. But if you keep switching quarterbacks and switching coaches, you never gonna win. So it's like get this dude a season and see what he does. Because when he was out there, everybody was playing their hardest. They was playing for him. They was protecting him. The energy was right. So why not go all the way with that? You know what I mean? And see what happened.
I
And if he
like it.
horrible, move on.
Then move on. But we will see. Unfortunately, our franchise has been in disarray, but the defense is solid. Almost everybody's coming back. We got a couple guys we might have to sign. I like the direction that Monk is going in, but it's a wait and see. You know, it's not going to be an overnight fix, but we're definitely going to see what happens. All right, moving right along, and we're not going to move too fast on this one. This one to me is interesting. I was doing some just landscaping of what's going on. We got the Olympics going on right now, and then we'll have the Summer Olympics. So in the Summer Olympics, the NFL has now gotten flag football into the Olympics. Like, this is a real thing. And I really think it's going to be an awesome thing to watch. I believe we're really going to have some super mega stars really signing up for this. Because with that being said, Tom Brady is leading the charge in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. And this is going to be absolutely crazy. March 21st. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Somebody said that Saudi Arabia gave him $75 million to come out of retirement to play flag football, which I can believe, because they got that money.
Oil money.
Oil money. I ain't want to say it, but they got that oil money is different.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm going to bring this up right here because I want everybody to know Gronk is going to be right there with them. And they're not the only ones. So the list I have of people who are going to participate in this flag football game, player-wise: Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Rob Gronkowski I mentioned, Saquon Barkley, Brock Bowers, Myles Garrett. Sauce Sanders probably won't because of the injury. He might, who knows. Odell Beckham Jr., Tyreek Hill, Max Crosby. And don't forget the coaches that are going to be there: Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan. These are home run hitters, bro. And Brady said this is going to be real live competition. He was going back and forth with Logan Paul about it because he said, oh, this isn't real. This isn't going to happen. So my thing is, with this going on, is this must-see TV, and does this get you excited about the Olympics having flag football? And because that was going to elevate it to what it's going to be. I'm going to start with you, Ray.
I don't know if it get me excited, and the reason I say that is because it's still flag football. The reason we love football is because it's the gladiator sport. It feels Pro Bowlish to me right now, and that's because I haven't seen it. So forgive me for this is my opinion beforehand. But if we see it and it's good, then I'll say it's good. It's good that they getting real players, because that's what's gonna make people tune in or whatever.
Correct.
So like we knew Odell Beckham was gonna find a way in there,
You got
but
to get that money.
but I'm gonna definitely check it out. I ain't gonna just criticize it and not even watch it. So I guess I'm not excited, but I will tune in just to see what it's about because I don't know none of the how they gonna call it or nothing. It's all just an idea right now. So
So it's a round robin tournament. They're
mhm.
going to play a couple games, almost kind of like the NBA All Star game is. I really think people are going to buy into it because, for one, the Saudi Arabian dudes are going to pay them out the wazoo. So you get a free check to play 2 or 3 games of flag football. You're not even really getting tackled. The injury level is kind of low, but I think Tom Brady's taking this serious, and he's going to want to put on the show. Everything he does, he takes serious, from football to sports casting to his TB12 methods. And back at flag football, he might be the quarterback for Team USA. You ever think about how crazy that would be to have Tom Brady as the quarterback for flag football for Team USA at the Olympics? That would be insane.
Not to cut you off before you go, Kyle. So they place medals and everything. This is like
Yes,
they
it's
get
a
a gold
real
medal.
Olympic thing. Yes, the
Who
whole
they
team.
going against? America?
The
Like,
world. The world.
who else play football?
That's
Flag
what I'm
football,
saying.
There's other people. I'm look it up. But this is a world class event where other people are going to get in. It's just like at one time who all bobsled and you have a Jamaican bobsled team. You know what I mean? It just happens. Everybody wants to get in on the fun.
Football different, man. I don't know.
Flag football.
They gonna be
Flag
like,
football.
oh, y'all mean this football?
Are they gonna come in with some soccer? What you got, Cal? What's your thoughts on? Is this a good look and will be entertaining? And is it a great fluff piece for the Olympics that are in 2028 in LA? Shout out LA.
I agree with Ray. I'm not too excited for it. It was one of those things. Like I saw it probably about a month ago. I saw it advertised. I'm like, oh, word, and I saw the names, and I'm like, all right, I'll check that out. And I'd kind of forgot about it until you threw it in the group chat. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's coming up, right? So it's definitely something I'll use as a litmus test for the Olympics.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm with Ray. Like I could care less. Like they do that at the Pro Bowl. I could care less. I could care less about flag football. But I'll definitely watch at the Olympics because I mean that shit's gonna be like when the Dream Team took over
Exactly,
for the
bro.
Olympics. Like what's Japan gonna have for goddamn Jamar Chase?
Nothing.
What's
For
what's
Tyree, even
Sweden?
Tyreek Hill. You know what
What's
I mean?
what's
Yo,
Sweden gonna have for Saquon Barkley hitting the gap? Like what you gonna like? It's gonna be over on the first snap. To be honest with you, but do y'all know who's the #1 ranked flag football quarterback right now in the United States?
Some guy I can't name.
I don't.
Former NBA point guard Rajon Rondo.
Get the hell out of here.
They're saying he's going to try to make a run to be our QB in the Olympics in
Hey,
2028.
Patrick
So-
Mahomes said he wanted to play in 2028. Can he outthrow Patrick Mahomes?
and maybe he'll back up Rajon Rondo.
That would be insane. Patrick Mahomes is backing up Rajon Rondo at the Olympics flag football game. I think they're
And-
going to take it serious, man.
I think so. I think it'll be a good watch. We'll see. I mean, like I said, in general, flag football doesn't get me too excited. But I saw one of the comments here, and I agree with them. When you said Myles Garrett and Max Crosby, like, I
Yeah.
don't really understand why they need to be there because I'm
Yeah.
assuming you have a 10-second or 5-second rule as far as when you can rush the passer.
Right.
So I mean,
Miles
I'd
better
almost be
not.
more
Why do they even need him?
exactly. I'd be more interested in seeing position players line up on defense.
Yeah.
Like NFL street style. Like if you're telling me Gronk and Tyreek and all those guys are playing defense, then I'm a
That'd
little
be
more
fun to
interested.
watch.
I don't really understand why Max Crosby and Myles Garrett and defensive linemen need to be there. That's a little less intriguing to me as far
My
as they
main
go.
man D'Angelo, sorry to cut you off. He said it's going to be interesting to see. Are they getting paid to play? Yes. The Saudi Arabians are going to pay them to come play over there. It's over in Saudi Arabia. And I think that if you really get some guys competing, like really competing, it could be an interesting watch. My man D'Angelo said, I'm happy that they are at least throwing football in the Olympics and not just basketball. I can rock with that. C Glove pulled up, not excited about flag football. Sounds like celebrity football shenanigans. They're going to be getting paid $1 gazillion for playing around out there. Yeesh. Tough crowd.
I kind of agree with him because I'm like basketball. It makes sense because basketball is a worldly sport. These people are training just as long as us from age 8. Football is like they might not even know the rules, and we gonna go dominate and say we got a gold medal, we beat the world. It's like it just sound like a joke to me because it's like I never seen another player from another country play football,
Hey,
American football.
The UFL in the beginning, let's not forget they had teams for Germany and Great Britain, etc.
How long ago?
But they have those
Exactly.
teams.
Exactly.
Think about it. Everybody wants to compete in an Olympic sport. That's why the football players are signing up. That's the only sport professional football players could not achieve at the highest level.
They ass want some money and a gold medal. That's
You
what
don't
they
really
want.
get that much money in the Olympics. It's surprising. Olympic athletes don't get paid that much. They get paid off endorsements.
Still, that gold medal is currency itself.
It is currency.
I'm a gold medalist. Like y'all
currency.
beat a country we never heard of. Like in football. I'm gonna watch though.
They beat goddamn the Bahamas. in flag
Yeah.
football.
It's
I'm like,
just on
come
a
on,
grander
man.
scale. I mean,
Tom
come on, but
Brady.
think about it. You're competing for your country. You know, it's at the highest level against the highest people from their country. I think it's going to be a lot bigger than what you guys are going to giving it any credit for. I think it's going to be once you watch it, like, you know what? That was actually good.
Before we get off the subject, you know what I think it's gonna be like? I think it's gonna be like breakdances. Once they announced breakdancing, we was all excited, like, oh, they putting breakdancing. We saw it one year, was like, nah, like I don't think this
It was the
thing will be it.
competition they had for breakdancing that made it whack, man. Let's
Yo,
just
I tell
be
you
real
what.
about it.
I tell you what, if the competition is that lopsided, which I think it will be,
It will be.
we might have to take up citizenship somewhere else, and
Man, come
we'll
on,
find us a
man.
silver
I'll
medal.
play flag football now.
Right?
Go give me
I'll
a gold medals.
Hey,
I'll
if
cover
I could sign
Justin
up and
Jefferson.
play flag football and play in the Olympics, I would. You
For
got me
real.
messed up.
For real.
My man D'Angelo said, I like flag football. It's a different set of skills. We all know football, like Ray said, is a gladiator sport. Now it's a hand-foot coordination skill. So instead of tackling, you got to use your speed.
That's interesting.
It is a whole different set of skills. It
Oh,
definitely
definitely.
is. So you really gotta play it different. It's not like you just going out there and trying to knock somebody's head off. But I love the comments. Everybody keep chiming in on what you think. We're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna get into something that's current. We're gonna get into some NBA. Instead of jumping, matter of fact, we'll get into basketball in general, also NBA. And before we get into NBA, I want to ask you guys both a question just about basketball in general. So in this era, and shout out to my man D'Angelo, he brought this to my attention. In this era, we are the social media era. Everything is taken pictures of, looking for likes. Everybody needs that's kudos, that pat on the back, that admiration from somebody who doesn't even know them. In this world that we live in now, if social media was out back early 90s in the way it is now, do you think that the basketball world would be different? And would a lot more players have gotten the exposure and been able to make it to the league? Would some of these and one guys be in the league if social media was really a thing? Back when, and instead of just the mixtape, you're watching it on VHS. Kyle, I know that's past you don't know nothing about that. You straight to
there for
DVD.
I was there for it. I was there for it. I was a youth, but I was there for it.
So, do you think if the sports world back when Jordan and all of that was in their younger days, the social media presence was as big as it is, do you think it would have affected the basketball, NBA basketball, college basketball like it is now with NILs and branding and some of the other things that come along with social media? Would it have helped the game, hurt the game, and would more players have gotten the opportunity to play at a higher level? We'll start with Kyle because he's ready. I see him. He's ready to fire off. Go for it.
Sure. That's an extremely tough question to answer, to be honest with you. As far as like the scouting goes and like more players being found, I kind of think all the players throughout history that made it to the NBA, like the right players made it, I think. Because, scouting, yeah, you can find more players probably online or whatever, but like scouts did their due diligence back in the day. Like you're still traveling across the country. As far as everything else, man, I hate to say it, I don't really have an answer. It's hard to throw what we got in the 2020s now and then go back 30, 40 years to maybe the 80s or the early 90s.
Right.
That's tough to say how it would do because our world's much more advanced now, right? Because we could throw social media back there, but the world wouldn't be as advanced. So I think it would look completely different. It would for sure have its advantages, but I don't know if people would know exactly what to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you look back if y'all look back, like if your MySpace pages are still open, like look how we were
MySpace.
right. Look how we were communicating on the early days of MySpace compared to how we communicate online now. Like
Yeah, if you
it's
wasn't in
honestly
my
night and
top
day.
friends, you wasn't down.
Right? Like the communications is much different. So it would be really interesting. I'd love to see what that would actually look like if you brought social media to the early '90s. But I truly, even when you asked that early on, like I thought you were asking more as like what the coverage would be, how that would change in the NBA. I could see that being a little different. But as far as the sport as a whole, how basketball would change if we brought social media 30 years ago, that's a question I can't really answer, to be honest with you.
All right, that's cool. Think about it. You might have something else. We'll come back
I
to you.
might. I might.
Ray, do you think it would be better or worse for the game in whole of NBA basketball, college basketball? And would more players have gotten an opportunity that might have been looked over because they're in small town USA?
I can't say if it would be better or worse, but I think it would have definitely helped more players get to the league because that's what it is. It's exposure. But I think it would have been the same as far as how it's going today. I think it would have been the same back then because it was the same type of stuff happening. People were still getting in trouble. It just was hidden better. You know what I mean? It didn't make public news. You could cover stuff up. And I think David Stern was just a better, you know what I mean? He was better at keeping things out of the media that he wanted to keep out of the media. I think
Right.
now it could be out of your hands. Like, let's be honest, all the stuff Jordan was doing, you know, he wouldn't have been looked at as clean cut. It would
He
have
would
been like,
not.
hey, he dropped 40, but I seen him in the casino. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
he would
right.
have been just like
Oh
everybody else.
man,
So that's what
that
I think he
golden
was
boy
getting
image would not be a
at.
golden boy image,
Yeah.
man.
Because the 90s, they was more crafting images. And I think today's world is not so much crafting. You like people for who they are. Like you get to see more of them so you get a full scope of who they are
Yeah,
versus image crafting.
them as a
Like, oh,
person.
yeah, like Michael
Yeah,
Jordan is perfect, and then this world is like, man, they ain't perfect. We
right.
seen LeBron's inside of LeBron's house. You don't even know where Jordan lives. You know what I mean? So
Ever
it's
nobody seen where Jordan lives.
yeah. So I think that would have gave them more opportunity to kind of to slip up, if you will. You know what I mean?
Correct.
The wild cases Carl Malone got
Imagine seeing,
that would have
imagine having
that would have
Dennis
been hidden.
Rodman
Yeah, with
with
social
social
media.
media.
Yeah, yeah,
The league probably wouldn't exist right now. It'd be like
yeah,
Jackie Moon on basketball. What was the name of that? I love that
yeah.
movie. When it was fighting at halftime. Imagine having background
Yep.
social media and everybody they phone out with that. I think it'd be fun. I think
It
it
would be
actually would
fun,
be
definitely. Allen
crazy.
Iverson, come on, man. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
Like all those
yeah,
personalities on social media, like if they were as genuine as they were, because I kind of like I heard what Ray said, how like images were crafted then, and now you kind of know players a little more. I
Right.
do agree. I definitely agree with that, but I also think players come off as not so genuine. It's almost like a social media kind of crafted persona by a lot of
Correct.
these guys. So it would be interesting because like Jordan, KG, Shaq, all those guys, like those were genuine personalities. Like what we saw as far as their personality goes is kind of what we got.
Right.
Iverson, like all those guys. So it would be interesting to see like how they would handle Twitter and Instagram back in the day.
Hold your thought process real quick. I got a question for you, Cal. My
sure.
main man D'Angelo Boy said, "Hey, Cal, I feel what you're saying. They travel back then. Now they can sit at home or behind your desk and watch a video and scout.
Yep.
So I
True.
get it. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. How do you feel about that? What's your thoughts?
I mean, it's definitely more leisurely. Yeah, like he said, you can do it from your couch essentially. But you know, if you're a full time scout, you're still traveling, so it's probably a little easier. But if anything, there's probably too much information with the social media age. You know, you can kind of we see it in the NFL and NBA with top picks all the time. Like by the time you actually get to draft time,
Yeah,
people's analysis of what should be basic stuff is sometimes like overdone. So it's negative and it's positive with all the information that we have as far as scouting goes.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna get into the professional aspect of things. We're not gonna pivot right to my favorite team. We're gonna talk about one of America's favorite team and one of America's and the world's favorite player. It's not a LA love story with the Lakers right now. Turmoil with LeBron, Luca, and the Lakers. Whose team is it? Are they even competing? Who's being serious? Is the coach really in charge? there's been a lot going on. A lot of people have been talking about this last play that happened where Luka had the ball, shuffled around, passed to LeBron. LeBron just shot it up. So they're trying to say that nobody was confident enough, and Luka didn't want to take the last shot. Nobody wanted to be in charge. They're saying that the Lakers are dysfunctional. Do you think the LA love story, first of all, I'll start off with you, Ray. Do you think the LA love story with LeBron is completely over and it's time to pass, and he's passing the baton to Luka and saying, okay, I'm done. You run the team since you want to run it. Or is this just them trying to figure things out like every other NBA team in the league? Or is it just going to blow up? What you got?
I think it's a little bit of all three, honestly. Every point you made, I think first, LeBron, they completely done with him, but he's always been a guy that finished his contract. He never cheated the league, never cheated his contract. When it's over, it's over. And right now it's not over yet. So I think they're going through the motions. You know what I mean? They have a couple spurts there to make you feel like something gonna happen, but I just don't see it because team chemistry. LeBron always had the most success when he had the team, having the energy right. You know what I mean? And this is the first time that it feel like the energy just ain't right. It don't feel like the Lakers. The Lakers are exciting. Everybody wants to watch the Lakers. Nobody want to watch this team. I think they said it on Club 520. Like they just a boring team, and I think they realizing that Luka is not box office like LeBron James. You know what I mean? You could put him in the market, but he complained a lot on every play. He plays slow. It's just not LA basketball. So I think they in this weird stage of letting go of LeBron and then just being stuck with Luca. So their best bet is to do what you said and go get Giannis because I don't see this going well, and that's just leaving opportunity for LeBron to go elsewhere.
I like it. I'm gonna tap in with you, Ray. He said it went off a little off subject. He said it's off topic, but Ray said something about David Stern being hands on back then with the players. How do you think he handles the social media now, trying to handle it? How do you think he would be able to be able
Like
to
if he was out with
navigate?
Adam Silver, and
No.
if he was like if
Uh,
he
if
was in today's time,
yes,
I think that's a good question. I think he would have been a lot more strict. They would have had it a lot more because I feel like Adam Sandler is a player, a players commissioner,
Adam
and I feel
Silver is
like David
not.
Stern is not.
No.
So I think it would have been a little bit more tight knit, but he would have been going back and forth with the players a lot more because he wasn't no pushover like Adam Silver, man.
True
No
that.
disrespect, but he ruled with an iron fist, man, and I think it would have been a lot more strict. Like all the stuff that we seen happen, dudes would have been getting suspended or out the league, or like Paul Pierce with the strippers in the background and stuff like that. Man, I'm like, he would have canceled his contract real quick. Like,
Yeah, that would have been
so
over
I
with.
think he would have been a lot more strict, but
Right.
it wouldn't have been that much of a difference because he don't control social media. Social media is bigger than all the people that can try to control it. It's his own world. So yeah.
Okay. Read a couple more of these comments, and then I want to get to you, Kyle. I haven't forgot about you. They said, yeah, they boring, but I think about LeBron and his son, what makes this exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
The
LeBron.
right. And he got the LA love story is officially imploding live before your very eyes, and it's a sad
Told you, man.
shame.
It
Twist
don't even
pulled
feel
up.
like the Lakers no more, man.
I am an LA professional. Trust me, Lakers fans never loved LeBron, and
True.
Bron definitely feels that also. No one loved their teams like Cleveland fans. BIFC. Cal, what's your thought? Is the love story over? Is LeBron out? They said that they will be open to bringing him back to the Lakers. A source said, unnamed. You know how that goes.
Mhm.
Is it Luca's team now? Is LeBron just checked out and just going to give them everything he's got, but still maybe put a little in the tank to be able to make a run at it next year at a
Mhm.
team of his choosing? What you got?
Yeah, I think LeBron's out of there. As far as the Lakers and LeBron's relationship, I think it's been a downward spiral ever since they won the little bubble championship, the little summer
Hey,
camp
don't be
championship over
hating
there.
on
So
the
Yeah, a
bubble
little bubble.
championship.
Yeah, what's wrong with the bubble
People was not making
championship?
it out the bubble alive, man.
the
They were
NBA
struggling.
the NBA AAU Invitational that they won.
Get out of here.
So
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I think it's been imploding since then. I mean, it's been nothing but drama since then, to be honest with you. Like 2019 was a little gap year, and to be honest with you, I look at this as a gap year for them. Ever since they got Luca, they got a gift by being traded Luca from Nico Harrison and the Mavericks. I think this would be even more dramatic had they not gotten Luca. They have clearly no players that can play defense.
At all.
LeBron, obviously, if there was a way for them to trade LeBron this offseason, they probably would have. And I think he would have been welcome to it. I think there's even been rumblings of that in NBA media this past summer. So I actually think he's going to be a Knick or a Warrior next year, and maybe even a surprise team. I wouldn't be surprised even if he went back to Miami or something like that.
He ain't going back to Miami.
I never know. Never know. Whoever's got cap space, really, that's a big market. So if that's Miami, if that's New York, if that's Golden State, could be Cleveland. I really don't think he's going back to Cleveland. I really don't. I think that's going to be talked about a lot, but I'd like to see it. I think that'd be really cool, especially if it was with Bronny. But I really don't see it, honestly. I don't see him going back to Cleveland. Exactly. Yeah, it was a downward spout before the championship. It really has been. It's been a really weird relationship. As that guy said, like they don't love him like Kobe. They don't love him like any other
Right
Laker
there.
that they've had in the
Second
past.
he came to LA,
So,
it was he, not Kobe.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of always been my thing with Bron. I love LeBron. Like I'm critical of him, so people think I hate him, but I truly love LeBron. We're gonna miss him when he leaves. But Lakers felt like such a business move rather than an actual basketball move. It's kind of felt phony the entire time he's been there, to be honest with you. Hasn't really felt like a true Lakers team. So, yeah, I think he's out of there. I think it's a long time coming. And I hope he plays 2 more years. I hope he goes to 25 seasons and not 24. But everyone seems to think next year's his retirement tour. But I hope we get 2 more years out of him.
Could be a swan song. I definitely think he has the ability to play at a time. I don't think he's, not to poo-poo on your point, Ray. I do not think he's giving 100%. I think he's giving
LeBron?
you, yes, I think he's giving you 80. And 80% of Bron, even at 41, is better than 78 and 80% of the league.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
take
he's leaving
75.
gas, and I take a 75%.
man.
He
Still
got
LeBron
gas. He averaging 21, 7 and 7 or something like that. Like,
coasting. Yeah,
and he's not even trying hard. He's not playing really no hardcore defense. He's saying nobody else playing defense. Why I gotta play defense? I'm 41
Yeah.
years old. All these young boys out here. Austin Reeves, he's an offensive juggernaut sometimes, but he couldn't guard me, and I stink at basketball. I'm just saying. We'll get into some of these comments and then we'll keep it rolling. My main man Twist said the Laker fans discredit their own bubble championship because they hate on Bron. Laugh out loud. I think that's very true. My main man D'Angelo pulled back up. He said, I think the league is tired of Bron switching teams, getting old. Like, come on, man. Stay put, rock with one team. You want to be great. Fair enough. Fair enough. He said he waiting on Bryce to make it to the NBA to leave.
That's what I said.
I've heard rumbles, but is he going to go to a sorry team just to go run with Bryce? Like the team that Bryce has pretty much been redshirted. He's not even playing. So I don't even know if he's eligible next year to even come out of college. So is he really waiting on him? That's just food for thought. Think about that one. Like, he going to wait another 2 years? Bryce went to Arizona State and got no tick. So it is what it is. All right. We're going to move right along. We're going to keep it with Cleveland for a minute.
I got
Go
one
ahead,
last
go ahead.
thing.
Tap
One
in.
la-
Tap in.
My fault.
No, you good. You good.
You mentioned Luka when like he was hesitant on that game-winning shot and then just kind of threw it to Bron last second. That's the first time, and I know it's just one play, but that's really the first time I thought like maybe Luka's not made for LA. Like maybe this thing, maybe he ends up getting out of there too in a couple of years when his contract's up. That's it.
Hey, what y'all think about that, chat? Is Luka up
That's what I
out of
was
there?
saying.
Is he up out of there? He might not be made for LA. Dallas was more his speed. I feel that way also. All right. We're going to keep it, since we're going to segue, beautiful segue, LeBron to the Cavs. We're going to talk about these Cavaliers. The Cavaliers have been on a tear. They only lost one game like their last 11, and that was to the Oklahoma City Thunder. You know, the team that I said could win an NBA championship without SGA. You know, check out the Warner Brothers podcast. You know, this is earth-shattering news. It's the truth. You
Check
know,
us
it
out.
is what it is. So Can the Cavaliers actually compete with other top tier offenses in the league during playoff time with the defense that looks somewhat miserable, even though they have the defensive player of the year in their backcourt, front court, excuse me. So can the Cavs really compete in the playoffs against other teams that are top scoring teams? And I'm going to give you some of the top scoring teams in the league. And right now, top scoring teams in the East. In the East, Raptors, Pistons, Pelicans. These are all like the highest offensive rating teams. Like a lot of these guys ain't gonna make it. But going against the bad boy Pistons, going against other teams, can they really compete in the East and also against the West? We gonna start with Cal. I'm just throwing it out there. What you got? Can the Cavaliers really compete in a playoff series against other offensive juggernauts?
Well, Keenan and I, shouts to Keenan. Check out the Warner Brothers podcast. We just did our NBA tiers, and we talked at length about the Cleveland Cavaliers. And honestly, I gave them the most love out of everybody in the East. I believe they're the only team in the East. If they get right, I think they're the only team in the East that can win a championship and beat these Western Conference teams. And I think that's like a 25 to 30% chance. But I don't see it with New York or Detroit quite yet. Boston maybe next year once Tatum's got more games under his belt, but I don't think Boston's got a chance this year.
Okay.
So Cleveland, with the way Donovan Mitchell's been playing all year, with James Harden, as we've talked about on this podcast, how he's a better fit for that team, for Donovan Mitchell. He's got postseason experience. Your front court is legit. And
Legit.
I think James Harden makes your front court even better. I love that fit with him and Mobley and him and Jared Allen. And then you guys got a ton of swing guys who can just play defense and shoot threes. So if y'all can get the defense together and that offense can click, which we've seen already, it kind of already can. And whatever you get from James Harden, man, if he can give you 25 a game in the playoffs or, 23 a game and 10 assists, it should be gravy. Then you just need production from him in games 5, 6, and 7, because that's always where it goes wrong with him in the playoffs. So I think out of anybody in the East, the Cavs would be the team to be the most worried about. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going great so far. It's going great so far with James Harden.
Okay. I like it. We're gonna get into some of this chat. They're going crazy. They're showing mad love too. My main man D'Angelo put up, he said, "Hey Kyle and Ray, send me your podcast link. I know it's off topic, but I would love to watch them. I'm sorry." Smiley face emoji. Thumbs up.
Oh,
got
y'all
you.
apologize for that shit. We
got you.
appreciate it.
Make sure y'all put it in the chat. If y'all can put it in the chat for these guys, they'd love it. They appreciate it. All right, get back to my main man, Extra Twist, the Cleveland fan extraordinaire. He said, championship Cavs, and their defense been better since Garland trade. You got to get hip. I received that. But a little bit of Cavs news. James Harden is questionable because he has a fractured right thumb, but plans to play through it, after a specialist evaluation. So he has a fractured thumb, broke thumb. He's averaging 18, 4, and 8. 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists a game, shooting almost 50% from the field and almost 50% from the three-point line. With him on the team, they've gone 6-1. Just saying. Before he showed up, I think that's why I said I think they're like 11-1. They only lost to the Thunder, who I say is the best team in the West. It could possibly still win without SGA. I'm throwing it out there. All right, so my main man Twist also pulled back up and said Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, and Harden can actually guard big men, and Tyson is a top-tier defender. Young boy Tyson, I like him. I do think that the Cavs are awesome in that aspect. Say my main man, they're going crazy on me. I'm trying to keep up. He said that Cleveland will make it to the finals, but will they win? Will they win? And my main man Eric said Cleveland has become the best team in the East since the acquisition of the Beard. Wow, the best team in the East. Ray, your thoughts?
Right.
We're gonna pivot a little bit. Are they now the best team in the East since the acquisition of the Beard, aka James Harden?
Yeah, I think so, man. Everybody know who watched this show know how I feel about the Cavs. And it ain't just me being biased either. They just from what you watch, you can see that they the best team in the East. OKC gave them a little wake up call that they probably needed, but they locked back in. the underrated thing about James Harden, and not the diss Darius Garland because I was a big fan of him on our team, but
I was not.
he said I'm playing through it. Darius
Right.
Garland would have been out if he
For
got fractured
months.
anything.
If he
So
fractured his
that's
dreadlock.
yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference we was talking about. Like you can say whatever you want about James Harden, but you can't say he's soft. You can't say
True.
he's not tough.
True.
He don't miss many games, man. So him showing up in there is gonna get the team to really lock in with him and believe in him. Like, oh, he ready to go. He ready to fight. So when the playoffs come, if Jared Allen playing this is the best he ever played in his life. You know what I mean? We kind of sent the Knicks a message. This ain't the same team. You know what I mean? So if they do what they supposed to do, they should be right there in the top, top two teams or something, playing for a title.
I like it. Man, D, I'm gonna put it back up there. He said, "You're damn right. We the best team in the East." But as the best team in the East, can we compete with offensive juggernauts like the Nuggets, like a healthy Oklahoma City Thunder, who are also a top tier defensive team? Can they
Definitely.
compete in the playoffs? If say we make it to the finals, we got Denver or we got the Nuggets, because I think those are the two teams that'll probably represent the West. Those are my opinions. One of the two.
Yeah.
Can we compete with that? Well, I say we because I'm a Cavs fan. Can the Cavs compete with that? And I'm not trying to be biased. I'm trying to get options. Chat, what y'all think? Can the Cavs compete in a 7-game series versus Oklahoma City or the Denver Nuggets if everybody's healthy on both sides?
I definitely think so because what Kyle said earlier, our front court, that's many people don't have two all-star level front court players like we do, and two all-star backcourt players. We got all four. You know what I'm saying? So you go against obviously Jokic, probably the best player in the league still, but I like the idea of having Jared Allen and Mobley, to deal with him. You know what I mean? Length and all of that because he's still gonna get his. But when you start thinking about the backcourt, I'm taking Donovan Mitchell over Jamal Murray. You know what I mean? And then you throw in James Harden. So I like our chances against them. OKC, that's a different conversation. That's they gonna have to play perfect to beat
Perfect.
them. Yeah,
Perfect.
but it's possible though.
They can't have nights off. You can't have playoff James Harden, as my main man Kyle puts so eloquently when he talks about his playoff James Harden take. Your playoff James Harden take one more time for me, Kyle.
Hey man, games 5, 6, 7. He's not really gonna look at the rim. He's not gonna be aggressive. One
That's
of
a
these
good
times,
man.
yeah, one of these times it's gotta change. Like you playing enough of these games, eventually you're gonna have a good game, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Game 7 though, like we saw it last year with the Clippers, man. He didn't even try in Game 7.
Okay.
Saw that in the Philly series when he was with Philly against Boston. Didn't try in a Game 7. So
They didn't even try. He didn't even show up to play, huh?
it's tough.
Getting some of this chat. My main man D pulled up and said, "The Thunder will give us problems because they have depth." And that's why I say, even without SGA, they have a damn good chance of winning the finals because their depth produces. It's not like they and then Twist pulled up. Shout out Twist. I appreciate the chat for showing up. OKC will be Warriors-esque when they won with their numbers. That's what it's going to be with these guys. And like the Thunder is going to be a hell of a competition no matter who they go against. But that's why I say the Cavaliers have to start getting these young guys in the rotation. I was talking to my inner circle. I said, we got to start putting these young dogs out here. Get these young goons out here. Get them ready. Because if we get them ready, they will be able to produce in a high-stakes game. If you just throw them out there, it'll be more of last year where you put these guys out there and they fall flat because they're not used to being in a rotation with certain people.
That's a
They're not
good
used
point.
to being out there in key moments of the game. They got to be out there, and that's the beauty of the Thunder. They put 10, 11 guys deep out there in games that actually mean something.
But why do just
Shout out
to
the Warner
close
Brothers
it out?
Podcast. Warner Brothers
Just to close
Podcast.
the
Make sure
topic
y'all pull
out.
up, subscribe, like, enjoy. Go ahead, Ray.
Just close it out. Why do people feel like we gonna have trouble with OKC? But people seem to forget last year Indiana went 7 games with them.
That's true. That's a great
They
point.
they fought to the end, and then Halliburton got injured. They probably could have lost. The way how he was, they could have lost that game. But people act like OKC is miles above everybody else. It's the same team, and we coming in there. I know we'll whoop Indiana, that team from Indiana last year, with what we got. So it was like people not giving us a chance, but it's like I don't know, man. They win 7 games. I just feel like they're not as good as everybody making them seem.
And y'all can shoot. That was kind of the Achilles heel for what Indy did
Indiana.
against OKC. Was the games they won, they outshot OKC. Y'all can
Mm-hmm.
definitely do that, and they're probably
Definitely.
definitely better defensively than Indiana. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay. I like it, guys. Keep the comments coming in, chat. You know, we love to talk and love to hear what y'all got to say. We got a chat coming in before I can even switch up. Before I get off the subject, I want to try to get everybody in. My main man Twist said SGA came back today.
Mm.
And he said, I
How
mean,
convenient.
we not Indiana, Ray. Respectfully, we different teams, different matchup, different. Different teams, different matchups.
Yeah, we match up better to me than Indiana did.
So Twist, he says that Cleveland matches up better than Indiana, and Indiana was mostly a gritty, tough-nosed
Mm-hmm.
team that looked to, impose their will against you, but they didn't have the offense. I think more so we have the offense, but we don't have the defense to slow nobody down. That's a juggernaut sometimes. That's my worry. So we'll see what happens. I look
Mm-hmm.
forward to it. It's going to be so fun to watch playoff
Definitely.
basketball. It's going to be absolutely the best, one of the best playoffs. Health being what it hopefully on point. It's going to be one of the best NBA playoffs on both sides of the conferences in a long time. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to get to one of our entertainment topics, and we're going to get it popping. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Are you not entertained? This week on Are You Not Entertained, we're going to talk about our top threes. This one, last week we did the Dirty South. We did the South top 3 albums. People struggle with that because there's so many great albums that came from the South. This one was hard for a particularly different reason because we went with East Coast this week. So we picked the top 3 East Coast albums, non-genre, just East Coast artists, in our opinion, top 3 all time. I'm just going to get right into it. I want to go round robin instead of everybody dropping their 3. And if we do have some agreements on an album, then we can just put it out there and we can put our perspectives on it. I have a little bit of an advantage. I know everybody's team, but y'all don't know each other. So this should be interesting. I mean, so I want to start with, we're going to go Ray, then we'll go Kyle, then we'll go me. So, Ray, top 3 East Coast albums. Give me your third.
Number three.
Number 3.
Number 3 for me, I'm gonna go with Reasonable Doubt. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. I gotta go with that.
I got that as number 3 too. So speak on. I'll speak on after you. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's my favorite Jay-Z album. Blueprint is close, but I feel like Reasonable Doubt is like flawless, one of the few flawless albums. Ain't no skips on there. It still hold up after all these years. That's probably the best rapping Jay-Z ever had on his first album for real.
He was killing it.
Yeah, the beats hold up. It's just a good vinyl album to have. Everything, man. It's perfect. I gotta have that on there. I gotta have one Jay-Z album.
They repoed the vehicle. Damn, shit was all good just a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah, I got him tied to number 3 also. When that came out, I wasn't hardcore into music, but then I'm a type of person, once I start liking an artist, I go back and listen to their catalog. When I heard this, everybody's talking about, Reasonable, you got here, Reasonable, you got here, Reasonable. I'm like, man, I want to hear the old. When I went back and listened to it, I said, yo, he was going crazy. This was Jay-Z when he was at his most original to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is when he was stepping into a way of leading hip hop into a different type of vein than what it really was. He took what was that, Eric B. Rakim type of flow, type of, style, and elevated that Biggie, but elevated on his own thing. This is before he was biting a whole bunch. He had some samples in there of lines that he might have bit a little bit, but he wasn't bar for barring it like he did in his later years. So, yeah, I got this at number 3. Kyle, I want to ask you, what is your number 3? Because I do not think that you had Reasonable Doubt on your list of top 3 East Coast albums.
Yeah. I actually didn't rank these albums. I just kind of sent them over. But since y'all said Reasonable Doubt, I got Jay-Z on here. It was between Reasonable Doubt and The Blueprint. So we'll go with The Blueprint at 3. Um,
Can't be
like I
mad.
just said, it's between Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint for my favorite Jay album. I think it's gonna sound like I'm picking Reasonable Doubt here because I actually think that's a better album. I think the production's better. I think Jay's given away so much game on that album, which he does
Game.
every one of his projects, but especially on Reasonable Doubt. He's just giving away free game. I actually like the lyricism better on Blueprint. So that's why I can kind of get lost in that one a little more because of the lyricism. I love the production on it, though I do think there's some skips on Blueprint, which there's not on Reasonable Doubt. There's no skips on Reasonable Doubt to me. So, but I still hold Blueprint in high regard. If you're gonna give me one to ride or die with, I probably like the songs a little better on Blueprint, even though there is some skips. So cumulatively, but I
Chat
love
say
Reasonable
y'all
Doubt.
top 3 too.
Tap in with the top 3 East Coast. They have to be East Coast artists. They don't have to be rap, but it has to be East Coast artists, dominantly East Coast from the East Coast, known as East Coast. Beanie Siegel, Freeway. You got Philadelphia, you got New York, you got New Jersey. Anything above North Carolina and east of Ohio.
That
Yeah, you
All right.
explained that perfect.
You know what I mean? Like, let's break it down.
was better than most Americans, honestly. Like they don't know what these guys. So that was great. That was an
All right.
educational lesson right there.
Man, I'm giving it all. I'm giving it all. I'm here for the people. I'm a man of the people. All right. So before I get into the chat, because I think we're gonna have a lot of the same opinions on this one because this is an awesome. And it's kind of only a few iconic East Coast albums. So we're gonna spin it back around to you, Ray. Ray, what is your number 2 album?
He said,
Number 2 album. Number 2 album for me is nothing crazy exciting or it's Illmatic, man. I wanted to have these crazy albums to pick, but some stuff is just set in stone with me, and these albums that I'm picking this is one of the few albums that I went back to, like John said earlier, went back to and heard it with a different ear, getting older, and I see why it was held to where it's held to. The level is perfect. It's like 9 songs. It's basically like rap Thriller. It's like no misses, no nothing. You know what I mean? The dude was 19 years old. Ain't no 19-year-olds like that rapping, period. You know what I mean? And some days I actually feel like it was written maybe even better, as far as just listening to, kind of like Kyle said with his blueprint tape, Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint. That's how it feels. It's like based on the day. It was written as better production and all of that, but I went with Illmatic just because it's like no mistakes. You know what I mean? I could listen to it at any time. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. That's it.
That's it. That's all we got. All right, now, Kyle, I think you might be in the same vein, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have Illmatic at number 2?
I got Illmatic there. Illmatic's
Okay.
definitely
The
one of my
taste.
favorite albums of all time. Ray summed it up pretty perfectly. I mean, this is a perfect album. And not only is it a perfect album, I've always said when I think of hip hop, like just the word hip hop, this is the first album that comes to mind. And I'll be honest, like I used to play this out high school, college years. I used to play Illmatic out, and I really don't go back to it often. And I think there's not way better, but there's better lyricism from Nas later in his career. But beats wise, this is one of my favorites because a lot of people would say Nas picks bad beats. I think it's a little overrated, but
Yeah, sometimes his beats was kind of like, he was stronger than his beats sometimes.
but here, man, it was so just like not just bad. It was kind of like a Tribe Called Quest album,
That's
like
a
kind of
sleeper, D.
backpackish, but still a little boom bap too. I don't know, man. It's a perfect album. You can't go wrong with it. And the fact that it's short and it's sweet and you're kind of in and out. There's not many features. The features that are on the album, like AZ, just fucking bodies it. Like that's one of my favorite verses ever on Life's a Bitch. So I mean, you can't go wrong. If you're looking for hip hop, you go to Illmatic.
Go to Illmatic. Okay, I went a little different with mine. It was a toss up, and it really was hard for me to really pinpoint. So I'm just gonna go with my gut and what this person to me did for the game at my number 2. It was actually like earth shattering when they did it. I didn't know that they had that in them because I was so used to them being part of a collective, and that's Lauryn Hill, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Good one. I
That
forgot about
album,
that. Jersey.
yeah, that album
Yep.
was absolutely amazing. She was
Mm.
talking about spitting knowledge, free game. Like she was singing, she was rapping, she was
Yeah.
doing everything. She was literally giving you the how you gonna win when you ain't right within. Like
Like the
what?
perfect album.
Like come
Yeah.
on, it was the perfect album. And for a woman in that space at that time to be spitting bars like that wasn't really unheard of. I can say a lot of these rappers that are females that are out today don't even realize how much Lauryn Hill inspired them because
Fact.
she showed them you could be a true
Well said.
lyricist and kill it and kill it. My main man Twist, Miseducation honestly was one of the best albums ever. Respect,
Ever.
Thank you, man.
Fact.
She,
I didn't
it
even
was
think of that one, man.
perfect album.
Yeah.
She is up there, and that's all. That was like her mainstay, and it's still the same
still
feeling
hold
to
up.
this day. Like when you listen to it, it's still very much so relevant. People lose it, lose their traction over time. This does not.
It does not. Made the album so good she ain't have to make no more, man.
She went off the
I ain't
side
never
out
seen
after
nobody
that.
do that. She's still alive, and nobody said, "Give me another album." They just
No,
like, all
it's
right.
just play that Miseducation on your tour.
Yeah.
That's it.
I tell you all the time, if somebody said X Factor was the best song ever made, I wouldn't even argue with them.
Fire, bro.
Like it's that good. It's like I didn't even think of her, man. But yeah, I ain't mad at that
That's
one
the
at
one I
all.
said I got one that people ain't even thinking about. That was game changing. All right, we gonna wrap it up. Let me get your number ones, fella. What you got? We gonna start with you, Ray. So we going round robin.
Oh yeah, mine's is easy, man. I think it's the best New York album, the best East Coast album ever, and that's Life After Death, Biggie. Life After
Ooh-wee.
Death, man. For a long time, I couldn't choose between Ready to Die and Life After Death, but Ready to Die, you can hear how it aged. It sound dated, it sound old, which is not a bad thing, but Life After Death still sound clean, polished, the mix and everything. You could play it right now and it still sound new. It's like, that's a perfect album to me too. It's just I can play that anytime. Biggie taught me how to rap, man. So I hold this album up with high regard. And
Fire.
that's it. That's my number one.
Before I let you go, Kyle, that's my number one too. And we didn't talk about this. And that's what I love about it. This is I give you guys a hey, I need your 3 or I need your 5. We don't discuss these things because we want people to be authentic. We don't want to sway anybody's thought process. Like, oh yeah, I want your true authentic feeling of what you feel is the best. So I definitely agree. Being a double album, one of the first double albums that was hot on both sides, A and B.
Yep.
You didn't have a fall off. It was absolutely amazing. R.I.P. It was sad that it made you want more music from him. But if that was the manifesto of his greatness and that was it, I couldn't get mad at it because that was him. Was that even him at his peak?
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Or was he still ascending? Just imagine if you heard
Man.
Biggie 3 years from this album, where he would be at.
Facts.
I just would be very just interested in see where they go. So I got Life After Death as number one for me. Also, getting to some of these
In
comments.
the
They said
chat,
The
they got it
Roots,
too.
Pick
Yeah.
one. Black Thoughts is one of the 3 most underrated lyricists of all time.
Facts.
Now Black Thought is very underrated. He's cold. But the chat is there. Got some people in the chat. Number one is Biggie, Life After Death. Double album that was crazy all the way through. So showing mad love. All right, we're gonna get we're getting against it. Kyle, what you got? What's the number one album for Kyle of Warner Brothers Podcast?
We're all in agreement here, man. Life After Death, big one.
Let's go.
Crazy.
This is unscripted. I love it.
What's crazy about it is, like, if you would have asked me 15 years ago, it probably would have been Ready to Die. For the longest time, I liked Ready to Die more.
Too.
But like Ray said, this one's kind of more polished, and not even in a way that like delegitimized the street of it. You know what I mean? It didn't go
Right.
he can go from street on Ready to Die. It was just like more upscale street, almost like mafioso, really.
Mafioso, boss status.
Yep.
He was the
it's
original Ross.
It's for real. If you
Yeah.
shouts to Frank White, right?
Yes.
If you go through the track list on this, man, it's crazy. Like how many beats are still used on like your hip hop stations, your local hip hop stations for freestyles. It's crazy how many quotables come out of this, like that people are still biting on.
Yep.
How many will just get played still? Like there's classics on almost every track of this album, and there's not many skips. And my mind's kind of blown because I never even thought of this when you just said, imagine if he wasn't at his peak. Because
Man.
like I still say to this day, like Biggie's the best rapper I've ever heard. Like there's a lot of rappers on his level, but just as far as who just like the shit came easy to him, Biggie is just like a natural rapper. So yeah, man, if they took him before his peak, which he was like 25, so you would
Right.
say that maybe he had more. I can't even imagine how good of a rapper or how insane of a rapper that rapper is. If there's a better Biggie Smalls out there. So
Imagine if he's
Yeah.
still developing. Imagine if he.
unreal.
That would be absolutely insane. So those are some great picks. Chat, we appreciate y'all picks. We're going to get ready to wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, at the beginning, I didn't say it, but you should already know if you've been tuning in. If not, at the beginning of the show, I always say at the end, there's going to be a test and some homework. You're like, homework, test? I didn't know we were in class. Well, you are. And I want everybody to come out here and do their thing and show some love. First off, let's go in no particular order. We're going to shout out to the Warner Brothers podcast. I want to make sure y'all go up there, subscribe. He dropped it in the chat if y'all want to check it out. Like, subscribe, and enjoy. Turn on your notification. We're going to be pulling up the show to Mad Love. Shout out to my arch nemesis, Keenan. And they're on all platforms. Love you, Keenan. Just talking shit, but for real, you're my arch nemesis. Also, I want to make sure we shout out my main man, 623 AM. Make sure y'all go to his YouTube, like, subscribe, and enjoy. 623 AM on all platforms. Art Dealer Entertainment. He not only does music, he talks on a lot of variety of topics, especially on his TikTok. I love when he does that because some of it inspires me and some of the things we do on the show. Very creative brother. And then don't forget to pull up where y'all already are. It's the Hype Real Podcast, and do your homework and make sure y'all do what's asked of y'all because y'all came here, y'all spent y'all time with us, and we enjoy spending our time with y'all. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, and enjoy. All right. So we're going to get up out of here. We're up against it. Next week, we look to have some more of your opinions. And if you want anything that you want us to talk about, hit us up on instahyperealpodcast@gmail.com. Go ahead, drop an email. Say, hey, I want y'all to talk about this or what y'all think about that. I'm open because I'm a man of the people. I love the people. But we got to get out of here. So to the next time, as I always say, either be good or be good at it. All right? All right. Peace.